Welcome back to the Yukon Project. Today I'm going to tell you what the best loans are for people with bad credit. If you have bad credit, you realize that you don't have access to the best lenders. So it's important to understand the lender's policies before you sign on the bottom line. You don't want to get into something that's going to make your situation worse. At the Yukon Project, we track the policies and interest rates for hundreds of lenders. We want to give you that information so you can make sure that you get the best loan for your situation. But first, let me tell you what I mean by bad credit. For the purposes of this video, we're talking about people with credit scores below 620. This is when it is particularly hard to get approved for an unsecured loan. Most mainstream lenders won't approve people with credit scores this low, but these lenders on this list will. However, these lenders do not actually use credit score to determine whether to approve you. They actually build their own scores based on information in your credit report, your income, alternative credit bureaus, and even your bank account data. That means one person could get approved with a 570 and another could be denied with a 610. Lenders do not publish their approval criteria. They consider it a trade secret. So while credit score can give you a directional idea of whether you could be approved, you wouldn't know for sure until you apply. Also, this list is only for unsecured loans. Many people with bad credit end up securing a loan with the title to their motor vehicle. If they run into trouble making payments, they can risk having their car seized, making their situation even worse. We like unsecured personal loans because they are less likely to create a domino effect, making other parts of your financial life crash down around you. All of these lenders offer unsecured personal loans that will approve people with poor credit scores, but some of them are better than others. So which ones are the best unsecured personal loans for people with bad credit? Well, these lenders can be split into three different categories. The first category includes Avant, Opportune, Upgrade, Upstart, and US Bank. These lenders say that they will lend to people with credit scores down to 580 or thereabout. They have the lowest APRs of any of the lenders in this video. Their top APRs are below 36%, so they should definitely be the place to start when looking for an unsecured personal loan. But here's the thing, a lot of people with bad credit will be denied by these lenders. 580 is the lowest credit score that they will lend to, but most applicants with a credit score below 620 will be denied. The lower your score is, the more likely that you will be denied. So check your rate with them, but don't be surprised if you need to move on to the second category of lenders. These lenders are more expensive, but they are much more likely to approve people with poor credit than lenders in the first category, and they have better overall policies than lenders in the third category. Since this is most likely where you should concentrate your efforts, I will give you a little bit more detail on each lender. NetCredit offers loans in these 37 states. So if you don't live in one of these states, you should just skip to the next lender. They will lend up to $10,000, which is one of the highest amounts for lenders who will approve people with bad credit. You will want to be cautious about taking a $10,000 loan though, because the interest rate can be punishing. Their maximum APR is 100%. Their minimum APR is 34%. Compared to mainstream lenders, those APRs feel ridiculously high, but they are actually quite good for loans in this space. They charge origination fees between 1% and 5%. Origination fees below 5% are acceptable. The real cost of borrowing is in that interest rate. If you are looking for an open-ended credit solution, they also offer lines of credit in most of their states. The line of credit is convenient if you find yourself borrowing several times a year. With the line of credit, they charge a fee, not an interest rate, so you can't cleanly compare it to an APR. But our analysis shows that the APR would be between 70% and 130%. We suspect that they will lend to customers who have credit scores in the mid-500s. OneMain Financial boasts a low APR for people with bad credit, but they have a reputation for pushing customers to secure the loan with the title to their motor vehicle. This can put your car at risk if you struggle to pay off the loan. We have also heard from customers that OneMain Financial can make it difficult to pay the loans off early. They also sell unnecessary credit insurance, which will raise the cost of the loans beyond the APR. Their policies can differ state by state, so it can be difficult to determine what they will be for you before you're approved and they send you the loan agreement. That means you really have to spend extra time reading the loan agreement before you sign on the dotted line to make sure you understand their policies. You can expect a sizable origination fee, late fees, and NSF fees. So the interest rate might be lower than other options, but there are several other ways that the cost of these loans could be higher than you expect. So you would need to go in with your eyes wide open. OppLoans lends in 40 states, so their coverage is nearly national. They lend a minimum of $500 and a maximum of $4,000. So they don't offer loans as large as some of the other lenders on this list, but you probably wouldn't want a big loan from OppLoans anyway. Their APRs range from 129% to 195%. That means you really will only want to take one of these loans for a short period of time. If you hold one of these loans for more than a few months, the interest expense will take a big bite out of your finances. OppLoans does not charge other fees. No origination fee, no late fees, and no NSF fees. OppLoans may lend to people with credit scores as low as 500. Rise Credit lends in these 30 states, so they might not offer loans in your state. Their loan amounts and terms are dependent on the state in which you live. Most commonly, they lend between $1,000 and $5,000, but it is unlikely that they will approve first-time borrowers for $5,000. Most common loan amounts are probably around $2,500. They have terms that go up to 36 months, but you would never want to hold a Rise loan that long. That's because these loans are expensive. For most of their states, their minimum APR is 99%, and their maximum APR is 199%. In some states, their APRs go all the way up to 299%. Rise does not charge additional fees. They don't charge an origination fee, NSF fees, or late fees. Because of the overall cost of these loans, you should always plan on paying these loans off early. The earlier, the better. But never let one of these loans go past, say, 9 months. That means you really need to plan on making extra principal payments every single month. The average credit score of their borrowers is probably around 570, and they will approve people with credit scores down to 500 and maybe even a little lower. I put these brands in the third category of lenders, but they all belong there for different reasons. Some of them have higher APRs. Some of them are not transparent about their policies. Some aren't available very widely, and some of them have concerning customer feedback. So they didn't earn their way into the second category. However, you might find credit you're looking for from one of these lenders, and you might have a great experience with them. There is actually a fourth category of online lenders for people with poor credit, but I don't recommend them. These are called tribal lenders, and there are a lot of them. These lenders are owned by Native American tribes. They claim that their sovereignty exempts them from state laws. It's the same principle that has allowed some reservations to operate casinos in states that have outlawed gambling. These tribally owned lenders offer loans under $5,000 that can have interest rates that can be as high as 700 or 800%. Some of them do not openly publish their rates, so you can only know what they will offer you after you've been approved. At those interest rates, it would be imperative to pay the loans off early, in just a few weeks at the most. Otherwise, the accrued interest would make it very hard to pay off. I don't recommend taking loans like this because they can easily become a worse financial problem than the one the loan was meant to fix in the first place. It's worse than just kicking the can down the road. It's as if the can triples in size after you kicked it. Of course, if you have bad credit and are looking for an unsecured personal loan, the most important thing you can do is to check your rate with several lenders before you accept a loan. You owe it to yourself to get the best deal you can in your circumstances. As you can clearly see, the interest rate of these offers can swing wildly. So you can save a lot of money by making sure you get the absolute best deal that you can in your circumstances. And these lenders each have their own algorithm for approving people. You might not be approved by one company only to be approved for a pretty good deal by a different one. This space can be really unpredictable. On our marketplace page at the Yukon project, you can apply to any one of the featured lenders. Behind the scenes, we will check your rate with up to 40 lenders. Our partners use a soft credit check, so applying won't affect your credit score. We will show you all of your approved offers so you can select the loan with the lowest possible interest rate. At the very least, it's a great way to save time finding out which lenders would approve you. If there are other lenders that you think belong on this list, leave a comment below. We're trying to build a community of people who can pool their knowledge so that we can all make better decisions about our personal finances. If you found this information helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us out, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.